So I've just finished applying a layer of Screamer Pink over. So obviously that's what it would have looked like beforehand. That's what it's sort of looking like now. So it's got a more defined colour there, not so patchy. But you can see I've left little bits showing through because that adds to the weathering look. Obviously this has been in battle, well, that's the effect I'm going for, during the heresy, since they're turning at Moloch, which you can read or listen to in A Vengeful Spirit by Graham McNeill. Is a good book. Basically it's the evolution story of Horus becoming Horus. But there's lots of knights and titan action in there. Yes, so that's that layer. I'm going to go on and do the same with this one. I did actually, well, I thought I was recording myself painting that one, and I just realised I hadn't. So I'm going to play catch up. No, I won't. I'll actually, sorry, I'll do the Xerxes. Xerxes purple. And that way you can at least see how that goes. So with that, so it's not so much, oh, bloody paint. Got it in my fingers, not good. Right. Get a bit of an edge on that. Right, so the skin just in the middle parts mostly of the pads, avoiding the edges wherever possible, because you want it to keep the agrax visible, so it gives the illusion of dirt and grime that's just caught, and it helps sort of give you a break between trim and pad or plate. So it makes it nice and tidy to a point, whilst also giving that sort of weathered look that you're after. So again, the last bits to here, and so it gets a lot more bolder visual to your plate, to the greave in this occasion. But again, if you feel that you've gone a little bit too far on that, it's not going to hurt just to go over around the edges again with some agrax afterwards, and now into these parts. So where you don't have to go right into every crevice or anything, that gives you a nice look, because you want it to look weathered and battle worn as much as possible. So there's that done at least. So you can see the difference there on the pads. So before and after. Just realised I haven't painted his face, so I'll do that now, and then we'll come back and I'll play catch up with this one, and then we'll go on to the trim, and I'll do the corax as well there. See you in a sec. So That's the Corex white reapplied. So you can see significant difference between the two. So I thought I'll just pop this on so you can actually see me do the second one. So just sort of edging from there, trying to leave that border as best I can. Again, this is mixed with Larium medium. Larium, whoever's medium it is. Try and just make it flow a little bit better and smoother. Round. Notice I'm getting very quiet, where I'm literally holding my breath, because this is my concentration voice. Put up something there, that's very appreciated, so pick that out. There you go. Again, a little bit. Avoiding those edges. Just that's it. And there she is. So let that dry. So to save you hanging around, here's one I prepared earlier. So you can see the gold is starting to bring those colours together nicely. So you really stand out really well on here. What I would also tend to do is obviously any sort of overshoots, I've just touched them up at this stage, and maybe even just give a little bit of Agrax again on some of these edges, just to sort of tone it down in comparison to the sort of finished one. So we'll just go around those edges again just to make sure that you keep that sort of little dark line going between the two. And that's your basics covered. What I would do then is with the hip sections, I would use contrast snakebite leather on those, which you see there gives you like a browny tinge to it. Seraphim sepia on the hips, as well as the weapon and the shield, and then I'd use the contrast yellow, Nazgul yellow there, just to pick out those bolted on sections of the actual shield. Rune Fang for these hydraulic parts here, Templar's Black onto the pipes, Flesh Tearer on some of these little cabling sections that you can see, Balthasar gold there, which I'll then go over onto that as well, with some Agrax again. It's all Agrax, but yeah, little side bits there in Balthasar and that little podgy bit there. But that is generally it. Obviously with the banner, I would use contrast Magos purple first all over, and then I would use some Drushi violet over that. I do also, so before applying the Magos, I would go over that in Corex white to give you that sort of definition there, and then Liberator gold again just on those edges of the banner, just to make them stand out. I wanted to have a purple which was slightly different to the main purple, if you can see what I mean, because otherwise it just looks part of the same. So you wanted that little variance in coloration. But that's basically it. Again, you can see where I've gone over again with some Agrax just to give it a bit more depth to the colour, and then gloss varnish, applied decals, and then it would be a matte varnish afterwards. But that is basically it. I will now, as I said, that gives you your basis to work from. You can go whichever way you want from there. Windows, I always use Thousand Suns Blue, or anything that sort of nice light tone, so it looks like, you know, nice and bright, to make it stand out as best you can, really, amongst all the Screamer Pink and Cersei's Purple. So I hope that's sort of helpful to see how it all comes together. And that, yeah, so I'll continue with these, but for now, that will be pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe. Share if you feel free to. It's always appreciated. Any comments as well, questions, queries, I'll get back to you as soon as I get notified that I've got any. But for now, this has been Forge of Mars, House Devine. Happy hobbying. Take care. Opportunity to show people the Knights from House Devine and how well they've turned out. I made the decals using House Cold Shroud, where off the Sarasta sheet, where I took off the top section of the right hand one, and then the bottom leg and tail of the left hand one, and then just combined them onto the actual plate to represent House Devine's symbol. And that is that.